have used promonitor extensively to track student progress.
Yeah, well, progress grades have been really useful because they've been able to give me a really clear idea of how well each student is achieving.
Progress grades are amazing because you can see the students' kind of whole programme and how they're doing in terms of progression. So it kind of saves time. I don't have to keep emailing teachers asking for updates on how they're doing. The progress grades and reports and comments that teachers are leaving really help with that process.
You can quickly see what the progress is like compared to other subjects.
In meetings, we've been able to just have all the progress grades up.
Massively improved student tracking.
I think it's been useful, the idea of actually having set points in the year when we get when we put our heads together and work out exactly where we think students are is very useful.
For A2 progress grade 1, we were supposed to use their AS grades, but for some students we didn't. We took it down and it gave them a shock, and I think that was a really useful tool, because normally at that time of the year the A2 students would be thinking, I'm just going to get the same grade I got last year. So we talked about it as a team, and there were some students who we were worried about. We took the grades down and it did spur them into action.
The basic principle is a really good one and has been really useful in terms of tracking students and identifying who needs extra support, and also for kind of prompting us to do one-to-ones and having a basis for doing that.
Yeah, in a way, they have been useful in a one-to-one tutorial situation, because it's been useful for prompting discussion with the student on why a grade might have gone up or might have gone down over a period of time.
It's really useful to have time where you're talking with your colleagues about where a student is at, and it is useful to have one-to-ones.
You can show the progression so that you can show the student the screen, they can see how they progressed, especially as a tutor. I found it really most useful in one-to-one sessions.
Tutees really like the clarity of information and the fact that they can attach their progress to a grade. I hope that when they get their results, they all tie up neatly and they do what they say they're supposed to do.
The real value of them is that discussion you have with the student about how they're getting on, how they have been getting on, what's to come.
No, I just think the whole thing's fantastic, and I'm really eager to get my hands on the markbook. We've used the markbook in media this year for monitoring quite a bit of their coursework, and that's worked brilliantly.
It's been especially useful actually when doing the coursework. Because as part of the coursework we have 3 what we call health checks. So against the health checks we can look at the progress grades and see whether or not they're actually doing as well as they need to be doing. And just kind of reflecting back then on the target grades, it's given us a really good idea of any who are underachieving or any we need to kind of put a cause for concern and so on and so forth.
The students loved being able to see the comments that they got for their coursework, and they were all screenshotting it and putting it on their blogs and reflecting on it, and they took it really seriously, and I didn't think they were going to, but that was great.
This year it's made a real difference to tracking as a teacher, tutor, subject leader and lead tutor.
110% useful.